Hey, you guys, I just wanted to come on really quick and do a video about how do my spirit guides communicate with me. Some of you guys ask me the best questions, and that gets me thinking about what would I want to know if I was just starting out. I remember what it felt like a few years ago, and it is extremely confusing to know how your guides communicate with you, how your higher self communicates with you. Am I making it up? So here goes, okay? So the first and one of the most important ways that our spirit guides and our higher self communicates with us is our dreams. So there are souls out there with soul specializations of dream masters where they actually play roles in our dreams and they help us process our events of the day through our dreams, and they escort us through different places within the astral realm so that we um, get exactly what we need for our journeys. And guess what? Your guides, your spirit guides, are heavily involved with what you experience in your dreams. They're the ones coordinating the dream master souls out in the astral realm that are bringing those to you. They are also the ones that are communicating with you through those dreams, okay? Um, so pay attention to your dreams. They're extremely important. If you don't keep a dream journal, I would suggest that you do. You can learn so much through your dreams, okay? So pay attention to the numbers, the colors, the signs, the symbols, the animals, the people that show up in your dreams, okay? Pay attention especially to the emotions in your dreams. I know a lot of times I will wake up from a dream feeling like very peaceful and calm and in like a blissful state. That is extremely important. There are times when I'll wake up feeling very anxious. This morning, I woke up feeling angry. Like I opened my eyes angry. Okay. So I went back to my dreams and I started thinking about that. That's one of the first things that I think about. Okay. So pay attention to your dreams. Secondly, music that repeats in your head. Think about song lyrics that are running through your mind. Think about themes that songs are about. Is there a song that is continually talking about a specific location? Or is there a song that is talking specifically um, about a certain type of happening in the world, like famine? So there's themes that will come through in music as well. Your guides can just drop a song in your head if you accept it, okay? They can't force anything, but if you accept that energy, they'll drop it right into your mind. So pay attention to that. Signs and symbols, okay? This could be anything from angel numbers to maybe all of a sudden you start seeing ankhs everywhere or a specific type of cross. Um, Maybe there's a sigil that you keep seeing and you don't really know why it's showing up. It's important to pay attention to these things and to act upon them, okay? So that is actually one of the most important things, is to act upon it. We must be responsible with the information that we are gifted, or we're not going to be gifted more. That's why I think a dream journal is so important. Write down your dreams. If you start acting like it's important, treating it like it's important, then your guides will know that you're paying attention and they will drop more on you. They will communicate more clearly with you. Here's what's happening when you see something, when you pay attention to something and that thing catches your eye and you start googling things about it, or duck duck going in my case. I don't use Google. But when you start duck duck going things about what you see in your dreams, your guides know what you're picking up on. Your guides will then begin to understand how you learn, how you communicate with them a little bit more. Okay, so you have to make some effort on your part so that they can understand. thoughts are things. So as you begin thinking about these things, they become things in the astral, okay? That your guides now are observing the way you think. They're understanding the way you think. They're analyzing the way you think so that they can then regroup and learn how to communicate with you better. Okay, so hopefully that kind of makes a little bit of sense. They will talk to you through plants, flowers, herbs. Let's say, for example, that you're on Facebook and in the last 4 days you've seen 3 different articles or advertisements or pictures of mugwort. So you look up mugwort, and mugwort is very good for dreams. Maybe that's one of your guides trying to hint to you, drink some mugwort tea and let's go on a dream journey tonight. Okay? I know, and I keep coming back to dreams. Clearly they're very important. Okay, what was the next one? Oh, you're in charge. So you tell them what things mean. You can assign meaning to things as well. Like you can tell them things like, every time I see a yellow flower, that signifies that's my dad watching out for me and he's here and he's close. Okay. Then when the yellow flowers start showing up, they're communicating to you, and that can solidify your understanding of how they communicate with you. It can solidify your relationship. Okay. They will communicate with you through synchronicities. So synchronicities, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure everybody does, but everything is planned for your highest and best. And these are coincidences that are far too specific and well orchestrated to be a random event or a random occurrence. Okay, there's just no way. It's too much of a coincidence. These are actually ordained events that line up, and they coincide with your path to offer you guidance and direction. It is important for you to acknowledge that and thank your guides and your higher self for those synchronicities. Again, it's the action of drawing that energy down into the physical moment, paying attention to it, acknowledging it, responding to it, being grateful for it, okay? Again, that's being responsible with the gifts you're being given. If you are, then you'll be given more, okay? Another way is voices in your head, and not the mental illness kind of voices in your head, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. But if you are, that's why I like meditation so much, because when you calm your mind down, when you stop all the external stimulus and you just go inside, you know what your energy is. You know what your guide energy is. You know what your higher self energy is. It's different, and you start to recognize it and understand it, and then you can separate them out. So you will notice subtle energies, differences in the energies and the voices in your mind. Not all the voices in your mind are yours. So what you're going to want to do is pay attention to how the information arrives, okay? If you are specifically looking for information and it pops into your head, that's probably you, okay? But if you are just like driving in your car and you pull up to a stoplight and this random thought pops into your head that you need to call, your friend so and so in, Tennessee that you haven't talked to in a long time or whatever, okay, then that's probably not you. That's probably your higher self or your guides. That could be even that person trying to telepathically communicate with you that they're like, I need you, please call me. That happens, okay? So that's why it's important for you to discern those subtle energies and go inward and sit with yourself and quiet things down. That clears your channel so that you can then recognize these things happening to you, okay? Another thing is your intuition, okay? When you just have gut instincts, like something just feels off about this, it's probably off. There's probably a reason that you feel like that, okay? As you learn to trust those instincts and you act upon them, you will begin to build your faith in your own discernment, because you will see that you were right. Those things are confirmed. It's interesting things like you just have this feeling that you should move this cup back from the table, and then next thing you know, someone comes in and just bumps the table, and if you wouldn't have moved that cup, it would have fallen and broke. That's That's what I'm talking about. That's the magic of the universe, okay? And that is the magic of being in the flow and being in touch with ourselves. And um, let me see if there was any more that I had. Intuition. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. I mean, my guides just definitely communicate with me in some really odd ways. Like I have one guide who, if I'm not paying attention, he'll like muscle cramps or muscle twitches, and it's like all of a sudden I'll get this muscle twitch on the side of my thigh that will not stop, and it's so annoying. It's all I can think about. It's just like occupies my whole brain. And that's usually him saying like, okay, you got to come to the House of Wonder. I need to talk to you. And so I'll go to my House of Wonder and hang out in his room and just try to communicate with him and get through whatever it is that I need to understand from him. So another one of my guides will speak to me through the way that my skin the way that my skin behaves, and that's, a physical thing. It's like if I'm eating too much oil, I really just very much notice that my skin looks bad. And then that's this, this guide will just say to me, hey, what's going on with your diet? Like, let's talk about your diet. What void are you filling with fatty foods or whatever it is? So it's a matter of if my skin is dry, like maybe I'm not drinking enough water. Why am I not drinking enough water? Am I parched emotionally? You know what I mean? It's like you have to slow down sometimes and pay attention to those little things that you don't always think are important, but they actually are. Okay, so I'm rambling now and I'm going to stop. And if you guys liked this video, please thumbs up me, subscribe if you want more. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. You can find me on Facebook in my group at Be About It. And until next time, I am signing out. Have a super fantastic Thursday.